Hello, one and all. Welcome to Quest Junkies. It is Monday night, my dudes, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the Rhódania Chronicles. Say hi, guys!
Hi, guys! Hi, guys!
Oh my goodness, look at this. We have new faces at the table. This is so wonderful. I turned into Brim there for a second. I suppose he is an extension of myself. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's time to do the Wyld Ones. Yes, it is the Rhódania Chronicles, our Monday night campaign, back for its new season featuring some new players. I'm not going to dilly-dally too much because we are desperate to get into the story. So let's quickly just go around the table. My dear friends, please introduce yourself and tell us who you are playing. Unless you are a new player, in which case, just tell us who you are because we're going to meet your characters soon.
Shut the fuck up.
I was saving that for you. Speaking of, let's start with our dear boy Pattoons.
Hello, everybody. I'm Patrick, aka Pattoons. Sometimes I draw art, but Monday nights. Yes, Bridget, I can see you.
I know you can.
On Monday afternoons, I play Conor McGuinness, the Urchin as the Night Fighter.
Thank you so much. And speaking of, Bridget.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bridget. I'll be playing Frank, the Way the Longest Shattercry Monk. So good to be officially back.
Hell yes. Continuing up the overlay. Artie.
Hi, I'm Artie the Halfling, or call me Artie. I'm glad to be here. Very nervous, but hopefully I can entertain.
Oh, you already are, my friend. You already are. Don't you worry. Thank you so much for being here and joining us. And last but certainly not least by any measure, Ailyn.
Hi, I'm Ailyn, also very excited to be here.
Indeed, yes, indeed. And I am Patch, the ever-humble Dungeon Master. I play everyone else. I don't know when that became a thing, but I'm just going with it. It's just, you know.
It's a good catchphrase.
Embrace it.
And thank you. It needs to be a GIF, I think. We need a GIF. So
I'll do that.
That's your homework, Bridget.
And I've been everybody else the whole time.
I've been everyone else the whole time. I need one of those little Bob Barker microphones for that.
Oh, flip.
Yeah. So, periodically throughout the stream, you will see messages both on the screen and in the chat, which will shout out some friends of the channel that help make Quest Junkies what it is. Like our friends over at QuestJunkiesUK, the wonderful channel that, you know, supported us since day one. Our friends over at Tabletop Dominion and Sirenscape, wonderful things that you should check out. Check out those links if they pop up. There's also things like links to our merch store, links to our community Discord. Come send memes to us. We'll send them back twice as fucked up. That is a promise. But yes, with all that being said, we have a story to tell, and tell it we must. So last we left off, the Wyld Ones, a group of heroes, fractured. The calamitous event of the Great Reconvergence sent 3 of the 5 heroes hurtling away across the plains, out of reach. Connell and Frike held on by sheer will almost to Rhódania, as Rhódania was sent in its entirety to the Shadowfell. The devious plot of Frike's father and the other person behind the curtain. The puppeteer controlling things. Their plan came to fruition. The heroes lost. But not all losses are forever. As Frike and Connell regrouped, the processing of the events began, and it certainly didn't begin well. A tense moment with Rhódania's mother, the revelation that Connell's mother had been converged away. The the trauma setting in real time. A slight bit of levity in the moment as they were reunited with one person, a slightly wounded but alive Brim Smallboy. Attempted to cheer them up and give them some inspiration, bardic or otherwise. But on the whole, the mood was sour, remorseful, tense. And we decided some time would pass between then and now. In fact, I believe it was rolled for. Let me see if I can remember it. Let me see if I can remember it. It's been 2 weeks, 2 hours, 2 weeks, 2 days, 5 hours, 4 hours? 5 minutes.
5 minutes and 33 seconds.
There you go. That's exactly how long it's been. But that's okay. I don't have to remember that because there is no day and night cycle in this Shadowfell. So it's been time. It's been bear time. As we now rejoin the story. Our view first pulls in on the darkened streets of Zundanag. These streets have not seen sunlight since the convergence. A blood moon hangs still in the air above the skyline. Over the last 2 weeks, people have begun to accept that whatever has happened is not changing anytime soon. There is a great sense of fear and trepidation. People feel like they cannot continue normal lives anymore. And unfortunately, the worst of society have seen it as an opportunity. The streets are not safe to walk, for the most part. Unless someone's looking out for you. Our view first pulls in on 2 figures in dark cloaks running down a street, one wielding a scimitar, the other wielding a knife. They look scuffed up, they are breathing heavy. You can see them running down alleyway after alleyway, turning, making a sharp turn, sliding in the mud as they do. Up on the sides of the streets, windows are being shut as people shut themselves away from whatever is going on outside. As they turn another corner, we see the hoods fall down as a breeze arrives in the scene, revealing 2 bald human male figures, heavily tattooed, common criminals, opportunists, running away from the scene of a crime where they attempted to take someone hostage. But they're running away from that scene. But who or what could they be running from? As they run down this alleyway, they take a sharp left and realize it's a dead end. And they sort of look at each other and they stand back to back, weapons at the ready. Right. If they fucking come down here, we'll have them. If they kill us, well, world's gone to shit anyway. What do you reckon? The other one's like, yeah, all right. We've had a good run, eh? End of the fucking world, didn't it? At least we got one more score in, eh? And our view pulls up onto the rooftops. 2 figures looking over. They haven't even thought to look up to the rooftops. Connell, Frike, what would you like to do as you survey the scene below you?
Connell's cracking his neck, pulling on his gloves. Is this the 6th one today?
Must be.
God, they're getting really antsy, aren't they? Do you want to take this one? Do you want to take this one?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, what she is going to do is, she's standing up on the top of the roof. She's going to walk over it and walk her way down. She's going to start running eventually so that she can get a good death from above angle to reach out and kick one of them in the head for an arm strike.
All right, as you make your move, let me see if they notice you. They rolled real shit. They have no idea. So please roll for your attack and tell us what happens.
Oh, I think that's a dirty 20 to hit. Yep.
It definitely hits.
All right. And that'll be 7 points of, I believe, bludgeoning damage. So, running, she leaps off the side of the building and think Black Widow scissor kick. Actually, no, it's just a straight up Black Widow takedown. Just landing, so they land as hard as they can on their face.
Amazing. They go down to the floor with a sickening thud. The other one reacts. But wait. What else is happening?
As Connell comes down, and on the moment of impact, he goes giant, and if he lands on them, it goes.
Go ahead and roll for an attack with advantage because you're using your giant form.
Natural 20!
Let's go! Don't even bother rolling damage. Tell us how this goes down.
Oh, hell yeah.
So Connell jumps down and he says, "Special delivery!" And as he lands, the tiles on this cobblestone street kind of goes as it shudders along. Dust billows up, and he's just looking at them. And I just imagine the guy's just like, "You're so goddamn cool."
He's so goddamn cool. As the consciousness fades from these two individuals, apprehended, the 6th one of the day, as you said, the dust begins to settle. And one by one, you hear windows, doors opening in the streets. You see heads poking out. You start to hear whispers. Give me a perception check, the two of you.
That's a 7 for me.
7.
That's also a 7 for me.
You guys were meant to be together.
We're
Sure, I think so.
preoccupied.
So, you just hear whispers coming from the doorways and the windows in the streets. Hushed whispers. You can't see, you just see silhouettes. It's difficult to ascertain exactly who is saying what. And the thought crosses your mind, is this an ambush? Are we about to get jumped? And a few tense seconds pass as you study your surroundings. And then you hear a voice. It sounds like a little girl. Maybe maybe 5 years old, as she pokes her head out of a nearby window. Thank you, Wyld Ones. And you start to hear clapping, which builds and builds down the alley.
Giving Connell a look like, you want to take this one?
He like just shrinks back down. Although, now that the level up has actually taken effect, he's not 6'2" anymore. He's 7'2". So he's like looking more proudly strong. He just kind of like waves to everybody as he like lifts one of the guys onto his shoulder, and he's just dragging the other one by the cuff as him and Frank walk off.
Mm-hmm. And as you get further down the street, like a couple of people actually come out of the doorways, and they come to shake your hands, and they're just like, "Thank you so much, thank you. Oh, you're bringing hope to this hopeless place. Thank you so much. We don't know what we'd do without you here." And some approach you, and they're like, "It's all gonna get better, isn't it? Right? It's just a nightmare. You're gonna save us all, aren't you?"
We'll do what we can. We're here for you guys.
She's saying more or less similar sentiments from behind Connell, because now he's tall enough that she can hide how uncomfortable she is, but she's trying to shake a few hands here and there and put on a brave face.
And I'll say there's one moment as you're getting towards the end of the street and the crowds are starting to go back into their homes. You look at the little girl from earlier as she puts something in her hair with a big smile on her face. A very similar flower that you would often see in Rhódania's fur. Could even be the same kind of flower. But it's enough to just make you stop and contemplate that. As she smiles and walks back into her house.
Feeling that one like a blade in the ribs.
And then the streets go quiet once more.
So, what do you think of these guys? This, like the sixth incident, similar kind of attire, tattoos. Could just be street crime.
The nature of the Shadowfell, I imagine, might compel certain individuals toward pushing the limits of this new reality they're faced with. They're seeing what all they could get away with.
I've told you. Look, I've mentioned to you about the moon cycles, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, from what Favos told me, like, it only affected people with the curse mark. It's able to affect others as well.
I think it's more than just the curse. I mean, loath though we are to admit it, like, especially in Zindanark, these are some of our, like, friends and neighbors, but everyone, given an opportunity, I think anyone would attempt to push the limits and achieve more for themselves by any means necessary, if that makes sense.
And I suppose the thought crosses your mind, you did get that information from Phobos. Someone who wasn't who they said they were.
They've had, I imagine they've had this conversation a few times, just like trying to get it through to Connell, but it wasn't really Phobos talking, but she's tried to fill in the gaps from what she recalls from her memories. And oh, here's a question: does she actually recall anything about like being in the Shadowfell with Connell disguised as Phobos? Is that in her memory somewhere?
Give me a history check.
Ooh. Change dice.
You're essentially rolling to give yourself more trauma here.
I don't have any modifiers, so that's a 6.
A 6. You know what? I will say that you do. But because you rolled a 6, you stop yourself from thinking about it. Because you know that's going to hurt if you go there. Because you do not want to put ownership on yourself when those actions weren't entirely you.
I think she'd say to Connell, if we've learned anything, it's that intentions are fickle or fluid. We trust each other, we know where we stand, the order of things, but I can't imagine finding it so easy to trust again intentions of others.
I guess we gotta be weary as well. Like, if these people from the Shadowfell are able to take on new forms, then knowing who we can trust is going to be a lot more selective, I'd say.
What if we had a couple of questions that only we would know the answers to? And just in case we aren't sure, we ask them, and then if we provide the right answers, then we'll know.
Okay. I've told you some things about my time in the Shadowfell, but something I've tried not to think about is I let a whole village of people die to a fire genasi. But I did save one little girl from the burning building.
So, I would ask you, what is your greatest regret?
I wouldn't necessarily call that my biggest regret, but it would be something. I guess it's like an instance that you can just call upon.
Okay.
Because it sits with me, and yeah.
Oh. And I think she would recall at this point that when she was with Phobos and learned about the rest of her family, she would recall their names and tell them to Connell, so that's something identifying that he can name in case he's unsure she is who she is. And I'll send those to you, Pat.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll say that this conversation is as you're walking. Where are you heading back to?
Well, I've got the 2 goons, so I'll probably drop those at the guards station.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we'll try and find somewhere for lunch, dinner, supper, breakfast, whatever
Maybe
time of day
meet
it
up
is.
with Brim.
Yeah. Oh my god, Brim is our Alfred.
I was trying to think of a way to work the name Gotham into Rhódania. All I could think of was Gothania.
Welcome back, Master McGinnisy.
Soup me up, Uncle Brim.
Okay. So as you are heading back to wherever it is that you are staying at the moment in the city, our view lifts up from that street and heads outwards. Out onto the outskirts of Zundanag. Aegis Asphodelis. The last 2 weeks have been interesting. The last 2 months, eventful. As you walk towards the city of Zundanag, describe for the players and the audience what we see.
So you see a pale figure draped in, I guess, what looks like blue and black. A skeletal clasped hands affixing a cloak around like narrow shoulders. Limbs that look too narrow to be, or too long and narrow to be real, like an animated doll. And he is an albino drow with like waist length, long white hair braided, and coin earrings hanging from his ears, with very like pale pink eyes.
It's been 2 months, but I believe I would be right to assume that it all still hangs heavy on your heart.
Oddly enough, not really. Death is what he's grown up with, what he is comfortable with. So, while he still has these fond memories of the 4 companions that accompanied him in Demethrin, there's peace there. Except for one who he's heard stirrings of.
Indeed. You heard of a sighting of someone in this city. A half-orc, female, goes by the name Kimura. Fighting in a tournament recently. You watched her pass from this world. You carried out the rites. You had to see if it was her. So you started traveling. Which was made easier by the reconvergence, this strange event that's affected the world. There is no sunlight. It certainly makes it easier for you to be up and about. No longer confined to shade or the Underdark. And despite the ominous surroundings that you find yourself now in, the timidness of the people, you see people look at you in the streets and run, which you're not entirely unaccustomed to, but there's something different about it here. It seems like a more generalized fear. This place has seen strife. But you know that there's one person in this city somewhere that has the answers you seek. Someone who goes by the name Stalagmighty. Give me an investigation check.
Oh no.
First roll.
You know what? You gave me inspiration. I'm going to use it right away.
That's how we do it. I'm waiting for the nat 20.
Well, it wasn't a nat 20, but it was close.
Of course.
Okay, I don't have negative investigation. It's a 19.
A 19. Okay. As you enter into the city, with a 19, I'll say it doesn't take as long as it could have. As you walk into the city, you do see, like, muddy, torn up, worn down posters from that tournament celebrating the results of the tournament, and you do see a figure resembling the individual as described to you. As you get further into the city, you see a statue featuring the figure with a group of others. Not quite as grand and elegant as the statue in Cathramand, featuring the 5, but respectable nonetheless. And with a 19, I'll say you venture a little bit further into town, and just off in the distance you see 2 figures heading in the same direction you are. One looks very much like the individual that's described to you. Considerably taller. Perhaps they got that bit wrong. But the other one does also look like the person they were described as being with. One of them. What would you like to do?
How far ahead are they?
I'd say about 60 feet. And they're heading in the same direction as you are, so they're walking away from you.
I think he just attempts to just power walk a little. Just semi-jog. And once he gets within 30 feet, if possible, he's going to cast Thaumaturgy to essentially throw a whisper forward.
Ooh.
In effect, that just... He's very quiet. He cannot speak up. So his way of hailing someone would just be,
excuse me, are you Stalagmighty? Behind you.
He looks at the guy that he's got on his shoulder.
Who's snoring?
Did you say that, Freg?
No. She'll turn.
there's just like a 5'6" figure, very lanky, following behind you.
Oh!
Hello.
Hi.
And he waits to catch up.
Hello, sorry, echoes are cause cave-ins. Anyway, are you stalagmite, perchance?
I am. Yes. Do you need help going to the shelter?
That's very kind, but no. I had a question about the tournament that you were in recently.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've thought about it, if I'm honest. But yeah, well, I can answer anything.
There was an orcish woman in the tournament.
Yeah.
Did she survive?
Kind of looks towards Frike, thinking, fuck off, Grim.
I believe their face was used as a visage or disguise to conceal the person's true identity.
You see just like a little like flash of like a gold like light behind his head and just relief on his face.
Good. Apologies, I gave her funeral rites. It would have been upsetting if she were not.
And as you say that, you look at Frike. You look at the dark marking on her chest. It can't be. No, that's... You put an end to that. What is she... What... You recognize the dark marking on her chest.
His halo glows a little more strongly and just kind of lingers there for a minute.
Apologies for staring. May I, your chest, it's...
Yes, it's a wound from my father. I believe it was a... She'll look at Connell. I believe my friend, Stalagmite, told me that this was the result of a curse.
It's... the rot. It should be gone.
Rot?
Did you hear about what happened in Demethrin?
We did, didn't we?
You heard minimal stories. Confusing. Like, half a continent was sunk? Like, it seems a bit unrealistic, but I suppose now when you stop to think about it in everything that's happened recently, maybe not so much.
Do I still have the necklace?
I'm pretty sure it was put in a bag, so I would say so.
Brim, like, removed it somehow. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but I can't imagine she would want to get rid of it because it's a link to her father in a way, and in case they need it later, I think she would want to hold on to it, so she would reach for it and pull it out. I believe this was a part of it somehow, though I hadn't heard all the details, I must confess, but so she has the necklace in her hand.
Yeah, y'all are just getting a face full of bright golden light.
What's that?
Sorry, I glow. It's not always a stressful thing, but...
Can I insight check each's?
Sure.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
I think I have an inspiration if my sheet is correct.
I would imagine you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Natural 20.
Hey, let's go.
For a
What would you
total of
like to know?
26. Okay, so they've been talking about the rot and everything. She's trying to understand, like, if he just knows bored that he's letting on.
I mean, Demethrin was a while ago, in real time. So, like, straight up, Aegis, while flabbergasted, would tell her everything he knows.
Okay.
So you hear firsthand the tale of the Demethrin Five. How a curse known as the Rot was spreading in the northern part of the continent of Demethrin. And this group headed further into the cursed lands, battled many a great foe, and ultimately succeeded in ending the Rot, or so they believed, but at the cost of the lives of 2 of the 5, who made the ultimate sacrifice, one being Kimura. I think the bit of information that stands out to you, Frike, is when he just talks about the necromancer behind it all. Described almost identically to your father. And piece by piece, things are just threading together.
Above table, I feel vindicated. You've confirmed a theory that I have had since the end of Demethrin 5.
I'm pleased.
Oh, that's made my day.
I will say, just shout out to the Demethrin 5. If you haven't seen it, y'all should fucking watch it. I'm so proud of it. It's so good.
Including you, Pat.
Yes. Homework.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
As far as how she reacts to everything, I guess during the story, would the necklace have been mentioned now that it's in her hand and he just can see it?
Absolutely. Like, and as he talks, like, the glow kind of subsides, so it's not blaring in y'all's faces anymore.
I had no idea. I mean, you think you know a person and what they're capable of, and then they just keep on surprising you. Well, if he truly was the harbinger of this, then he's working with bigger forces now. And given the startling nature of the revelation, I think she's going to ignore the advice that she just gave Connell about being weary. And she's going to fill in what she knows about her father and his activities, everything that led up to the Convergence event.
I see.
Can Connell do a quick perception check around the area?
Sure, I'll make a perception check.
So specifically, like, they're just talking about this, like, heavily controversial stuff out in the street? Is there any like prying eyes? Have the two people I'm carrying woken up yet?
Oh, they're still asleep. You
Okay,
knocked
cool.
them the fuck out.
No worries. Yeah, so I'll do a quick check. That's a dirty... No, it's not even dirty. It's 23.
23. Quick once round. Streets are quiet. You don't see anybody in the immediate area.
He's just gonna kind of like say to the Aegis and Frike, how about we do some walking while we talk?
Of course. You probably would like to put those fellows down.
They're already down.
Well, in a manner of speaking.
All right. So where are you heading? You have a location in mind?
We can't go home, so we did make camp in the woods, and presumably that was where we stayed last time, so I think shelter is at the forefront of our mind, especially since the city is not safe, so...
Connell turns to Frike. You remember where my mum's house was?
Yes. Well, I don't know if she's still there, though.
She's not. But you can take our friend there.
Sorry.
Stalagmite. This is Frike. Yeah, I'm just going to take these goons to the guards. I'll reconvene. But yeah, just be careful. The city's gotten a little bit out of hand lately, Aegis, and don't want anything happening to you. But don't worry, Frike is certified hero. She can protect many of people. You've got nothing to worry about.
I saw your statues. They were honorable.
Yeah, well, we gotta live up to that honor.
She might try and hand wave a little of the honorable mentions, the accolades. Probably visible discomfort at that. Let's be on our way, I think. Don't wander too far. We don't. This is the last time that we want to be splitting up again, Connell.
Yeah, I'll bring back lunch. How about that?
Okay.
Or supper.
Craving rings.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, you know what? I was thinking chips.
Oh god, don't start this again. All right, for the sake of brevity, you part ways as Frike and Aegis head towards. Just to clarify, did you mean the house that the Wyld Ones had, or Connell's mum's old house?
I think it was that one.
The old house, okay.
Yeah.
So Frike and Aegis make their way back towards the outskirts of the city, the poorer side of the city. Connell, you pick up these two sleeping unconscious thugs and you bring them over towards the palace area. Not far from the Colosseum, you drop them off with the local guards. They thank you for your services to the city, and you begin to make your way back towards the house. So you get maybe 2/3 of the way there. Artie, what would you like to do? As you see this interesting figure. I think this is the one you've been looking for. Just heading
Very
off.
unmistakable, I imagine. Just
It's the points.
So, somewhat keeping a distance, not really approaching too forcefully, but noticeably tailing where Connell's going.
Okay.
So maybe 30, 40 feet back.
Are you going stealthily?
No.
Okay. Well, Connell does have a very high passive, if I recall. So Connell, as you're about 2/3 of the way back, you hear footsteps behind you. Someone's been following you for a little too long for your liking.
Instead of going down the usual way, he'll take a detour to see if he can shave off this person.
Okay.
This entity, should I say?
If you're speeding up, you would notice to match your speed, and with a high passive perception, you'd be able to hear slight creaking, just sort of slowly gaining on you.
I'm just thinking of that fucking SpongeBob episode where it's just like, wee-woo, wee-woo.
Wait.
He's just standing there menacingly. But yeah, Connell will kind of he'll pass one corner and kind of have his back to it, and he's just gonna have his sword at the ready for to halt this person once they cross the line.
Yeah, a few seconds pass and round the corner, come into view, come into reach.
And he unsheaves the sword, but it's not the sharp edge pointing towards where your neck would be. It's the broadside. So whatever this person or thing was, it wasn't going to slit their throat. Fuck. He's just
And what do we
Alright.
see?
So before you is a rather tall, elderly gentleman dressed in a three-piece suit with a monocle over one eye, a pocket watch which has now fallen out of the pocket and is dangling, almost swinging like a pendulum, and something strange about the eyes, like a weird keely colour. Sort of just looks back at you. Oh, sorry. I need you to come with me if you want to live. With the sword at his throat.
I'm going to stop you right there, Stretch. The last time I followed someone who said they needed me to live, I was stuck in this place for a couple of weeks. So tell me who you are, why you're following me, and maybe we can get on to the other stuff if it's hero work you want me to do.
Oh, sorry, how uncouth of me. New introduction.
Quite.
I am Mr. Timing, you may call me. I'm here to protect you.
Mr. Timey.
Yes, it's short for something, don't ask me what.
Okay. Sure, I'll not ask. Oh. So, my life is in danger, so you want me to come with you? For what?
Well, and he takes out the pocket watch, puts it very close to his face, squints visibly, and says, "Oh, is that really the time? Oh, I think I'm a little bit early, actually. Come with me if you want to live. Still applies, but not in this moment." And he sort of fiddles with the dial's pocket watch, slips it back in the pocket, says, "So, wonderful evening we're having, isn't it?"
It's been a long evening. Connell doesn't wear a watch. He looks at yours. I was supposed to meet someone for dinner, but I can
Dinner
save the
sounds
day.
lovely. Dinner sounds lovely. We can talk there.
I don't know if she wants guests at the moment. She's kind of.
I have much to discuss with you, Mr. McGinnis. It is a matter of utmost importance.
Fine. But just so you know, she's kind of going through some shit right now, so don't ask
Oh, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Right. Okay. So I'm getting some chips for dinner. Would you like something from the fish shop?
Oh, you're not on about the weird Demethren kind of chip, are you? You're on about the hearty potato chip.
Oh yeah, the real kind. Yeah, like the Rhódanian chips.
The proper chips. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
proper
definitely partial.
All right. There's a place right in the corner, really good. They're still open despite everything. So yeah, we'll swing around.
After you.
Can I do an insight check? Connell's just like, the fuck is this guy's problem?
Make an insight check. Mr. Timey, roll deception or persuasion. Your choice. Don't tell us which.
Natural 21, babies. Let's go.
There's something very odd about this person. They are definitely not who they seem to be.
All right. So Connell escorts him to the fish shop. The chippy, as they say.
The chippy, yes. You go around the block and you see Ye Old Chippy Shop. That's the actual name. And it's in like nice calligraphy on the front. And you walk in and it's just that smell of beef dripping hits you and just it's good old fashioned fish and chips. And you go in and the fella behind the counter is like, all right, stalagmite. Usual, yeah?
That's right. Two chip suppers, batterfish special, and he looks at Mr. Timey.
You want any scraps with that?
Yeah, throw in the scraps. And whatever this guy would like, just... And Connell hands over, like, a few gold pieces.
For you, mate? What can I get you?
Hello, my fine salesman. I'll have your finest cup of oil, please. Whatever you use to fry that fare in would do nicely.
Oh, I mean, we don't use oil. We use beef dripping because it's like the old-fashioned way of doing it. It's a bit more flavourful. I mean, I've got some vegetable oil in the back, but we try not to use it because it's shit.
Oh, the shitter the better. I'll have that.
It's like, well, I mean, technically we can't sell it, but I don't want it, so I'll just give you the bottle. And it proceeds to hold up like a litre bottle of, like, probably expired vegetable oil. I don't even know if vegetable oil can expire in Rhódania. I'll say it does. So, and just like hands over this massive
happy
bottle.
day, and I take it with one hand and immediately take a swig.
Oh.
Fuck.
I'm pretty sure that's not advisable way of... you do you, mate. You do you. There you go. Stalagmite. You keep safe out there.
Yeah, cheers. You as well, bud.
Interesting company you keep. Have a nice day, night, whatever the fuck it is. I'm gonna go on my break. And he goes off into the back.
So Connell's escorting Mr. Timey to the house while sneaking a couple of chips from the bag because it's you gotta, and he hands one towards Mr. Timey. So fancy a chip?
Oh, I'll refrain. I'm fine. I hold up the oil.
So that couldn't be good for your heart.
Well, I'm fit as a fiddle, so I'll continue all the same.
You said that he looked like an older gentleman, yeah? All right.
I would say, Connell, this is not the first weird older gentleman you have met. There's probably aspects of this that do make you think of Bob.
Oh. Does he have that striking... Does he look exactly like Bob?
I wouldn't say exactly like, but, I mean, the dress sense, absolutely. Down to a T.
Interesting. But surely, I mean, like, I can see Bridget going crazy, but surely other people can wear these clothes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just not very common, when it's the end of the world and you're in fantasy Rhódania and a guy shows up in a three-piece suit, tweed suit. It's a little uncommon. I mean, there is a Astarion the tailor, but this also doesn't look like his style.
So, are you from Rhódania, or did you get zapped in from somewhere else?
Well, I'm not from around here. No, I'm from over yonder, somewhere. And he looks up that way.
What's that way? The sky?
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure where I was relative to the here and now, but I'm here now.
Right. Sure. Thinking to himself, God, I miss Wes. He can make out this mumbo jumbo.
So Mr. Timey will, as they're continuing on, just basically over the course of the trip, drink the entire 2-liter sort of thing of oil, and place it, and it somewhat disappears as it goes into a pouch, almost like it just goes into it rather than actually opening anything. It just sort of like dissolves through the fabric.
There's something fishy going on about you, buddy, and it's not the fish that we're carrying. Bridget, you need to calm down in the Discord call, okay? You're not talking to him.
You can't hear what I'm saying.
I can see you. It's not like any bag of holding I've ever seen.
Bag of what, sorry?
It's a thing. It's a bag that people make, and you put your hand in. It goes into an ethereal place where you keep stuff. Sometimes really dumb idiots like to make them blow up and take away part of a ship, but no one's that dumb.
Sounds very chaotic. Not very safe.
Yeah.
Besides, like the bag of holding, bags hold things, kind of what they do.
So there's something really off about you, man.
Oh, all will be explained in due time. Don't worry, Mr. Guinnessy.
You keep mentioning time. Like,
Time is important. By the way, we'll need to go back to that spot some point.
what, the chip shop?
No,
It's really
no.
good. We can go back if you want. Shit, we didn't ask for curry sauce. Damn it. Next time. I was so thrown off by you ordering oil.
I apologize. I mean, perhaps we can talk about it and I can apologize and make it up to you by explaining current predicaments.
Which are...
All in time, my good man. Not yet.
Okay, let's go to the house so we can talk him.
I'm going to step in for the sake of Bridget's health. It's at this point that you arrive outside the house.
Thank you.
So, Frake and Aegis, you hear Connell's voice outside talking to a very unrecognizable voice. And the door opens.
We're back. We got the chips. And a friend.
Another one?
Oh, hello. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, something like that. He wants me to be somewhere at a certain time, but he won't tell me what that is.
Waving back. Hello.
Hello.
Connell,
Is there somewhere that I can hang my jacket?
Is there a coat rack in the house?
I'll allow it.
Right this way. Just holding the door open with one hand, holding a hand to one of her, I'm thinking she has daggers. I'm still in Lena brain. Hang on.
Holding a hand to one of your fists.
Yes. Yeah. Opening the door, though, and pointing out the coat rack.
So Mr. Timey would go over to coat rack, and you almost watch as he just pinches one of his shoulders, and his whole outfit just sort of comes off of him, and he sort of like gestures to place it on a coat hook, and in front of you is now a completely different person together. You see, once again, still quite tall, Warforged, with sort of like clockwork exposure on the joint, an open back cranium with a weird glowing substance inside, and he sort of spins around, and you can see there's a massive clock in his chest, the pendulum swinging underneath it, and he just looks at you and says, "Hello, I'm Mr. Timey."
Your voice changed.
Oh, that does happen. It's part of my protocol.
Protocol?
Yes, to blend in until I found the Wyld Ones.
Okay, now I'm starting to think that you... I at first I thought you were one of those crazy stalker fans, and now I'm really convinced of that. What protocol?
Oh, well, I can't be discovered. I'm technologically advanced, you see. It would be a shame if I were to be repurposed for my time.
Who do you know to be the Wyld Ones?
Oh, well, I was told that... Well, I wasn't told, really. I was drilled into, and an image repeatedly flashed in my brain of a group of more than this, but I assume the others are upstairs?
Drilled into by whom?
Well, that would be my creator, an interesting third party who I cannot divulge or remember right now.
She just, takes a good long look at Connell. He sounds like Bob. It sounded like Bob, and then his voice changed, and Bob was a scientist. You know, whatever our understanding of science was in our less technologically advanced state in Centaurg. But...
Man!
She's probably retained 0.2% of information from one of the Bob talks, but she definitely remembers the word science being used at least once. Was this... I'm so confused, but maybe... You think Bob could be alive somewhere, and this is... something he created?
I mean, it's not totally out of the question. He, the last we heard of him, he was on the Discardius Rose with person that he was attracted to, and they went off somewhere, so... But I mean, it's a big... It's not totally out of the question that Bob would send something our way.
We should all... I'm assuming we're still standing in an open doorway, so she might hold the door open for Aegis and invite everyone else to just step inside so they can sit and have a think.
Are you familiar with a robot lady called Rosie for short? He says to Mr. Timmy.
Oh, I don't remember a Rosie. Don't remember much, to be fair. Just, find the Wyld Ones and protect and serve and restore order, but above all else. Quite a pickle you're in.
Mr. Timmy,
the name's escaping me.
Mr. Timmy, give me a history check.
I do have inspiration, but I'm not going to use it. But very apt. My first roll on my new dice is a natural 1.
Oh. Start as we mean to go on. You think for a nanosecond the phrase Rosie for short, and immediately a message pops into your head. Access denied.
Oh, that's new. No, definitely not.
The names are escaping me. He might say in the chat if he's still here, but Wes's dad's name and the family name.
Strider?
Strider.
Well, Strider.
That's the family name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you any correlation to the Strider family?
Imagine. Blank.
Well, you would know Wesley Strider as one of the Wyld Ones. But that's it.
No previous connection. Just... I know one of them. With you, somewhere in this building. Hopefully.
What about the Crandall the name Crandall, does the name Bob Crandall mean anything to you?
Blank stares.
It sounds like a nice name.
Well, okay, for flavoring, she's going to pause here because this feels like a moment when Rhódania would offer to make everyone a cup of tea. So she gets this distant look in her eyes and just finds the nearest couch and sinks into it, processing the tremendous amount of information she's learned today.
Are you familiar with Aegis, Mr. Timmy?
No, I don't think I am. However, I do believe that a good first impression is a lasting one. And he outstretches a hand.
Indeed. He just takes it.
Mr. Timmy, I'm going to allow you to roll if you wish to see if you do have any information on Aegis. DC 15, history.
I'm going to use inspiration here because that was another low roll.
Well, you do have another one as well, locked in from our wonderful Mai.
Aegis just looks like just blank, polite expression, but just clear that everything is going over his head. Which, it's not very hard. He's not very tall.
On a 13, would that recall anything?
On a 13, say as you take Aegis's hand, there is like a spark in your mind as you are able to access a heavily redacted record. Aegis Asphodelis, member of group known as the Demethrin 5. Strong connections to the Great Reconvergence. Possible. That's it. Everything else is redacted.
There's a brief flash of recognition in that case, and he sort of looks towards you, and just says, "Ah, yes, I'm rather certain you have an important part to play as well. It's nice to meet you all."
Nice to meet you too. Is Brim around by any chance?
Just as you ask me that, you hear a knock at the door, coming from very low down on the door.
Just gets up to go answer it.
Hello, I just went to the fish shop. I thought I'd get us some sup. Oh, you got some already. And wait, who are these two? And for the two new people at the table, for the first time, you see I think we made him 3 foot tall.
He was 1 foot tall, if I remember.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected.
He's no taller than Pikachu.
Okay, so you see a Pikachu-sized owl looking very disheveled, with like green shorts and suspenders, one croc on 1 foot, some sort of dried lollipop-looking thing wedged into one of the ears, looking like, you know, those like when you see like crazed cartoons of people that are on like 40 cups of coffee and they just look unhinged. Meet Brim Smallboy as he looks curious at you. Hello? Oh, no faces.
Greetings.
Can we trust them?
I don't know, but they certainly seem to know a lot of information about us, so it's worth a try.
I don't know if I like this.
I don't know either.
Okay. I've got my eye on you. One of you. I'm not sure which yet. I will decide in time. He just walks in and sits down and starts eating some of his fish supper.
Connell sits at the dining table as well, just pulls a chair, like rips open the bags just to like start picking, and like he gestures to everybody else. So, sorry, go ahead.
She'll find a chair, she'll sit, she won't touch the food.
You guys have information for us? Or you need us to do something? Some hero work?
More so, I just was looking for a friend, and I found her rest, and now there's the rot, which is not actually finished being dealt with. And my apologies, Miss Frike, but I am a bit concerned about your health with
I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. I am not entirely certain what can be done now, but she'll hold. I think she's been crushing the necklace in her hand so that there's a bit of like an indentation in her skin now.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a part of the ritual? From what I understand, you telling me this was a part of the ritual.
it was, yes.
Okay.
And your father was the necromancer who appeared in our nightmares.
He does do that, doesn't he? It seems that he's succeeded in his plan, so as I told Connell once, the Shadowfell is Rhódania. Rhódania is the Shadowfell, and whatever exists on the other plane is... I'm not entirely certain what to do from here.
Well, if you would allow it, I would perhaps like to accompany you in stopping this plan, reversing it. Death has not felt the same. And
You have provided us valuable insight, and I would appreciate your company, I think.
is this amenable to you as well, Stalagmite?
Yeah, if you're here to help Frike, and yeah, we'll help you out as much as we can, so long as you're able to help Frike. But just so you're aware, like, things can get pretty dangerous.
That's perfectly fine with me.
She looks suddenly like she recalls, like, we fought the former god of death whose name was sundered from existence. If the Raven Queen usurped him, and we went into this fight even... I think we were underprepared. I don't think we could have had any way of knowing what we were about to face, but if you have any more insight, and she would start to describe the god that they saw and fought the artist formerly known as Relevant.
Aegis, give me a history check. Now, I am going to give you advantage on this roll because this is in particularly heavily connected to death, something that you are more knowledgeable about than most.
It's the only thing I'm knowledgeable about. Well, +0, that is a 17 total.
A 17, very good. You sit there and listen to the descriptions. And slowly, piece by piece, a few things start to fit together like a jigsaw for you. Because over the last 2 weeks, 2 days, however many hours and minutes, death has felt different. Strange. It's like when you've worn like something like a pair of gloves or a pair of shoes that you've had for years. They're so comfortable, they're perfect. And then eventually you wear them out to the point where you can't wear them anymore. So you buy a replacement set, you buy the exact same one, but they just don't feel right because they're brand new. This feeling has been, I'm not sure if it's necessarily troubled you, but it's something you've noticed. And this description, you start to piece things together. Because I assume Frike would have gone into what happened with the Raven Queen and the Goddess of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
With a 17, you would know one thing. There can only exist one god of death at one time. So this seems to make a little bit more sense. And because you rolled a 17, and that's quite high, and because I am a bastard, I am going to give you an extra little bit of juice. Because there is very little known about this former god of death, names sundered. But as you sat listening to Frike, you recall one story. The subservient of the god of death. A female, clad in white wings and a terrifying power, who in the ancient times was colloquially known as the Angel of Death. She was often described as to slightly resemble Frike. And I'll let you decide if you keep that to yourself or not, as we go ahead and take our little bio break. So, that's one way to do a first half of a session. Welcome to the table, guys. We will be back in about 5-10 minutes. Do stick around, because if that first half is anything to go by, the second half is going to be even better. So, see you shortly. welcome back to the Rhódania Chronicles right here on Quest Junkies. Thank you for sticking with us while we had our bio break. We return immediately to the house where the Wyld Ones and their new friends are discussing what they know, what they don't know. Excuse me. At this point, Mr. Timey, your pocket watch starts to chime. You're supposed to be on a street corner very shortly.
Oh, everybody, people, Wyld Ones and the Methrin 5 members. You know, Mr. McGinnis, I said we needed to come back to that place.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
about that time.
Okay.
Connell looks to Frike. Yeah. They'll be fine. You watch mine, I'll watch yours.
Are the others joining us?
I suppose so.
I just have a couple of chips left. 1 second. It's stuck in my beak. Okay.
The others are missing in action, Mr. Timey.
Oh. That's not.
Do you know about the reconvergence, Mr. Timey?
It's the reason I'm here.
Well, our friends disappeared in the reconvergence too. We don't know where they are. The rest of this house is empty.
Oh, bother. We'll think about that later, shall we? Let's go and have a nice little walk. I need to save you still. You'll have to come.
You need to save us?
Yes? Why I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
You can save us.
Lord.
We follow the Tin Man.
Okay. You head back out into the streets, back the way you came, eventually finding yourself on that street corner. You get there, Miss Timey, you look at your watch again. Just any time now, really. You've just made
The
it.
disguise would have come back when he stepped outside.
Is it the same as before? Okay.
And you stand there on a street corner, waiting for something to happen. Everyone give me a perception check.
So one of Connell's new rune abilities from the Storm rune, he's able to like have some kind of foresight into certain things, almost like a sixth sense to not see the future, but almost not be surprised by anything like coming at him.
It's your
just
hero
making sure.
sense.
Yeah. If anybody in the chat watches One Piece, it's his observation hockey kicking in. So perception.
I was going to say your spidey sense was tingling.
Jinx! Just said that in the chat.
I saw that. For perception, though, I only got a 14.
A 14? Okay.
30 20.
Dirty 20?
22.
22.
4.
24. Rather appropriate, actually, as Aegis, Mr. Timey, Frike, you feel something is off. You get that feeling in the back of your head that you're being watched. And Connell, as you didn't roll high enough, you fail to notice, as the others do start to notice, a guttural sound coming from round the corner.
Oh no. Sweet dreams are made of this.
I'm going to ask...
remember what's happening.
I will ask the three of you that succeeded. You get 1 round to prepare something, as you know something's about to happen. So what would you like to do?
Question, have we had a long rest?
Yes.
Okay. That's all good. Spend a key point to go into patient defense.
All right. Aegis, Mr. Timey?
You see Aegis's form split into 2 as an identical figure, but clad in red and black, splits from him.
Okay.
Would I be able to notice that Fright has been made aware of the danger?
Yes.
In which case, I'm going to do some sorcerer stuff.
Ooh.
So forgive me if I get any of this wrong. But I'm going to use the 5 sorcery points. Give a ward to Frike of d8s. So 5 d8s that you can roll to reduce the damage you take as a reaction. So you see basically out of my form these ethereal gears just sort of project towards you and they start hovering around you, just sort of circling, biding time.
That's pretty clutch.
Holy shit.
That's so cool.
All right. You prepare as these tense seconds pass by, and you all turn to see something lunge at Connell. Connell, you just step out of the way in time as your rune activates that 6th sense. You just manage to step to the side as a large, hulking, furry nightmare jumps at you from around the corner. It's something that Frike and Connell have seen before. Very much native to the Shadowfell. A galvanized prowler. I would like you all to roll initiative.
21.
I was about to say 25 to 20.
A natural 21.
All right, I will say the nat goes first then. So Connell and then Frike. 20 to 15.
That's my third 20. Aelin, I think. Welcome to the team.
Yes, absolutely.
20 to 15. Nope. 15 to 10.
Ooh.
Oh,
The cleric's got healer initiative.
10
Stand
to
back,
5.
guys. We got this.
So I got 6.
9.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So that is. Brim Smallboy also got a 6. Would you like to roll rollies with Brim Smallboy?
Mr. Timey's a gentleman. He'll allow Brim to go first.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. All right. So, top of the round, your sixth sense kicked in just in time. Conal McGinnisy, it's you.
So, with like the step back, he almost, and like one swift movement, Aelin and Mr. Timey just kind of sees his entire body just kind of like solidify, rock, crack open, and like his face kind of gets this muzzle and it kind of distorts and cracks as like steam just like falls out of like every like crevice as he activates his where is it? His ultimate shield ability. Where is it?
Should be in your feats, I think.
Yes. Okay, so that's a bonus action, and so he steps back and he goes for like an upward swing at this thing's jaw. With his hammer. So
all right.
That is gonna be 15 plus 9, so 24 to hit.
It definitely hits.
Rad. So that is 1d8. Fuck. Everything's in like different sections. Hang on. Okay, cool. So it takes 1 plus the force damage. So that's 8 plus 5. So what is that? 13 points of damage as he like swings and cracks the thing in the chin. Following with like a swipe from the sword. Yeah, a swipe from the sword going across its nose. So
Okay.
That's cocked. That's a 2 plus 9.
Okay. The impact from the hammer makes its head lunge backwards as you just swing short with the sword in response. And it howls at you. You see the gnarled teeth that are covered with matted fur and bone. It's not a pretty sight, but it's a sight you've seen before. Does that finish your turn?
Yeah. That's me.
Okay, Frike, over to you.
How far away is it?
It's... I imagine you were all stood together, so I'd say 10 feet at the most.
Okay. Blessing of the Raven Queen onto its back.
Ooh.
And
as you do, the visage of black feathers that you are so accustomed to is now a cloud of white feathers.
okay, no time to process. Landing somewhere on its spine, I imagine. Okay, if I have a plan. If her hits don't hit, she's ripping out chunks of its fur. If her hits do hit, she wants a few well-placed strikes to the spine.
All right, let's
I'm
have
gonna
it.
go for 4 unarmed strikes. Spending a key point to do flurry of blows.
Let's go.
All right.
Dope monk shit.
That is it's a 14 on the first one.
That is a miss.
Ugh, even worse. 11. 16.
That's a hit.
Oh, and an 8. So, ripping out a few chunks of its hair, making it mad. But for the one that hit, it's a total of 5 damage, and I have resisted stall damage until the start of my next turn.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I missed Blessing of the Raven Queen.
Is that everything?
And that's me.
All right, thank you so much. That brings us to Aegis.
Oh, okay. It is not the doggo's turn.
Doggo rolled real bad.
Okay. Do I know what this creature is?
I would say no. You do not.
Okay. In which case, I think what I will do is a guiding bolt at it.
Okay.
No fucking way. That's a
Let's hear
natural
it.
20.
There we go. It was inevitable.
Hell
On the blue and black dice from earlier.
Of course.
And
So that's max damage plus a normal roll.
So 24 plus. Oh, dang it. I just yeeted all of my dice. Nice. 34. So 37 radiant damage.
Oof. Nice.
And how is it looking?
Still looks pretty hearty.
Okay.
I booped it on the nose.
Are you inquiring as to the effects of the radiant damage specifically?
A little bit, yes.
It took the damage.
Okay, it didn't
look
necessarily
particularly extra
good or
weird.
bad. Okay, cool. In which case, I would like to action surge and attack it again.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so with the advantage, it is going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
And he just kind of surges forward with a rapier. For a total of 6 damage.
6 points of damage. Okay. Amazing.
And that is me done.
All right. Brimothy Smallboy is up next. I don't think that's his full name, Brimothy. I mean, it could be. No, that's my father's name. All right, let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. Brim is actually a really good build. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Fucking
I
Max.
I would play Brim in a campaign. You know what? He's gonna. I'm gonna play Brim as a support for this encounter. So, Brim looks to. I'm gonna say he looks to Connell, and he says, "All right, big boy. I'm gonna help you out here. Choose either your hammer or your sword."
Sword.
Okay. Brim is going to hold an action for the next time you attack with your sword. As you do, he's going to hit your sword, particularly the blade, with a 5th level heat metal. Which will add 5d8 fire damage.
Fuck.
I don't know if that's rules as written. I don't care. It's my game.
Do I have to roll a 5d8?
Oh yeah, I'll let you roll the 5d8 when it happens. Yeah.
Cool. I'll write that in my little sticky note.
But you do have to hit.
Oh, I'm gonna.
So that was his action. Bonus action. He's a bard. He's gonna do bardic inspiration. That's what bards do, right? He's going to give bardic inspiration to Mr. Timey. He's gonna look at you and go, "I don't know what your deal is, but please help. I like your suit." You get a D10 of bardic inspiration. And that does it for Mr. Small Boy. He's going to move back. He's going to, 20 feet back for his own safety. Which
Monster
brings us...
doesn't get an opportunity attack, no?
No, he's 10 feet away.
Nice try.
I'll remember that. Mr. Timey, we are with you.
Okay. Seeing how Aegis managed to hit it with familiar magic, Mr. Time is going to try and emulate his success and cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
Amazing. Okay. Ooh, what does Mr. Timey's Guiding Bolt look like? Oh, that sounds like a custom spell, doesn't it? Mr. Timey's Guiding Bolt.
Yes.
Oh.
I like it.
So the way that I think it would work is almost kind of Iron Man as the hand comes forward and just radiant glow starts in the hand and just shoots out a projectile towards whatever he's trying to hit.
I'm going to need to get that sound effect for Tyrenscape, the repulsor sound effect.
Yes.
No. You get the kid. You know the kid that goes...
Yeah. Perfect.
16 on
16.
all said and done. Yes.
16 hits.
Awesome. So that'll be... for a total of... Sorry, it's a lot of dice.
So let's have them.
For a total of 21 damage. So
21
not that good, but-
damage. Hey. Every damage counts. Amazing. Anything else?
I'd probably also make Mr. Timey step somewhat back, if possible, without provoking anything. He's a squishy guy at the end of the day, so he's going to move back, sort of in line with Brim.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you so much. And that brings us to the galvanized prowler. It has Frike still on its back, I believe. All right. Ooh. Okay. Cool. This thing has a lot of cool abilities. It sort of rears back on its hind legs, and as it slams down on the ground, it lets out this explosive scream as the area 20 feet around it, which would encase Connell, Frike, and Aegis, 20 feet of lightning, like a storm, just encapsulating all of you. I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 16. And Brim and Mr. Timey, you see, Mr. Timey, you see Brim's like feathers just stick out with the static that is now in front of you.
7.
A 7, okay.
12.
A 12, okay.
15.
15. That's 3 failures. You all immediately take 27 points of lightning damage. And you cannot use reactions or bonus actions until the end of the Prowler's next turn.
That's clutch for it.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't get to use that ability very often, though. And that's it for its turn, so that brings us back to the top of the round. Connell, you brush the static off. You are limited to an attack. Well, an action.
Does that include like extra things I can do, like action surge?
Well, it means no bonus action and no reaction. So if something is specifically listed as one of those things, you can't do that.
Okay. Yeah. So Connell takes the electrical blast. He like shrugs it off, and he goes for a swing with the heated blade.
As Brim lets the heat metal go.
That is 14 plus 9. Some of the hits.
That definitely hits.
Awesome. Okay, so that is. You know what? D&D Beyond. Let's see. 1 for the actual damage of the sword, plus the 5 from heat metal. Okay, so roll. So that did 16 points of slashing damage, plus like the fire damage from the heat metal, plus another 7 from. Fuck, I need a calculator, man.
So that's 23.
Plus 7 from the force damage, and then the extra 5
30.
from the sword. So that would be 28.
28 points of damage, okay. So
From that attack with the sword.
Big hit.
Yeah, so he kind of like slashes across his jowls again, and he's just gonna like almost. He's gonna try and like slam his hammer down, almost in a way for him to like get momentum to pull himself up onto it, like its nose. So if I'm able to use the movement aspect of that to get up.
Yeah.
So this is for the hammer. 9 plus 9, 18.
18 hits.
Awesome. So that's going to be less dice, which is handy. So fuck, that's a 1 plus the 7 from the force, which is 8 plus 5. That is 13. As he like pulls himself up onto the doggo's nose, and as he does, just making sure. Yeah, so as he does, you see like flames erupt from the the hammer's head, and they kind of like slowly wrap around the jowls. They kind of almost keep its mouth shut, because Connor remembers the fucking nightmare. So immediately, it takes an additional fucking hell. What's with the damage rules? It's 3 points of fire damage, and I needed to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Okay, let's have a look here. That is a 19.
Okay, it breaks out of like the fiery chains.
All right. So you see that the matted fur is singed from it, though. It's taken some hits. It's pissed. Frike, over to you.
Question: how long does Mr. Timmy's ward last?
Check that for you. Until I finish a long rest or give it to someone else. So.
Fuck. Okay. Interesting. Okay. If you'll allow me, Patch, not using the whip to attack, more using the whip to channel an ability through it. She wants to race up its back and attempt to strangle it with a whip and cast Clasp with a Shadow.
Ooh. Okay. I forget what that ability does. Please remind me. I don't remember my homebrew.
I'm gonna need a DC 13 strength saving throw.
With pleasure. That is a 10.
Okay, that's a fail. It's, I believe it's now grappled for the duration of the attack, which lasts a minute. And if I could use a bonus action, I would be using it to deal 1d6 necrotic damage. But it's grappled, not. So anyone attacking it, I think, gets advantage.
That's good to know. All right. Thank you.
That's my one action.
Action well spent. Aegis, over to you.
Oh.
In which case... Can I get it to make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
A wisdom's... Are you asking me to do a wisdom saving throw, Aelin? How the turntables. Honestly. 16.
Oh, not good enough. Cool. So,
I love the elation. Not good enough. Vindication.
Do better, asshole.
No, this is fine. This is fine. Do this. This is great. So just these kind of waves of shadows bend around the creature's ears as these vibrations shudder through it. And since it is damaged, it's D12s for necrotic damage. That is going to be 15 necrotic damage.
15 necrotic damage. Very nice.
Does it take it, though?
It takes it.
Sweet. Cool. And that is me done, because I cannot do any other actions on this turn.
It really was a clutch move, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That brings us to Brim. What's Brim going to do? He's the support class. Oh no, what is going on? Oh no. Okay. It's fine. You can do this, Brim. You can do this. I believe in you. I don't believe in this furry bitch over here. And he
Quick,
cups...
roll a perception check. Is it a bitch?
Does he look like a bitch? He puts his feathery hands over his beak and goes, "One of my friends said this a long time ago. Your mum's a bitch!" As he casts Dissonant Whispers at 3rd level. So that's a wisdom save, DC 16. That's another 10, so that's a fail. So the full 5d6. 17 points of, I guess, insult damage?
Your mom's a bitch damage?
Starting to look rough.
Rough.
Rough indeed. A D10 of Bardic Inspiration to Aegis. I believe in you, Short King.
Thank you.
And that's Brim. So, Mr. Timey, back to you.
Okay. So, where is Connell currently?
I'm on its snout.
Okay. Could I reach Connell? Oh wait, no, I'm not going to do that.
You can if you want. I mean, don't threaten me with a good time.
Connell doesn't have a reaction, so not going to do it. Instead, I am going to try and cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Ooh.
And try and get it to be hypnotizing.
Hypnotize. All right.
Just cogwheels start to turn in midair in different variations, different directions.
And I'm guessing that's a wisdom save once again.
It is, yes.
Okay.
I'd also like to heighten the spell
Ooh.
to give it disadvantage on the save.
Amazing. Disadvantage. That is a 7. So what happens?
Charm effect. But while charmed, it is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Okay. You see it look at this hypnotic pattern and then just turns its gaze towards you as it is immune to the charm effect. But
Let's
you've
try.
suddenly caught its attention.
Hand comes up, just a little wave.
Oh, hello. Good day.
And I think that's everything I can do.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all. I'm going to stay where I am, because I know if I run away, it'd probably be worse for me. So,
All right. At the end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action. I'm going to need Connell, Frike, Brim, and Mr. Timey to each make dexterity saving throws as it leaps up 60 feet into the air and slams down right on top of Mr. Timey and Brim.
Can we use reactions again?
Yes. No, it's at the end of the turn, so you cannot.
End of the turn. Okay. I
Yeah.
got a natural 20.
Oof, nice.
What was it again? What save?
Dexterity. DC 16.
Oh, so it's a 26.
Oh, wow. Beats a 16.
11. 12. It doesn't make
12.
a difference.
All right, that is a fail. And Mr. Timey? A 3. Okay.
3.
Brim Smallboy got a 23. He got a natural
Oh, man.
18. So he tucks and dives out of the way. As I'll say, Frike, you managed to avoid the majority of this because you're on its back. Connell, since you're on its snout, it like slams its face into Mr. Timey, and because you're on the snout, you basically get sandwiched between the two of them. So
The way I imagine it is like he's like sandwiched, but like he's got his like hands almost kind of like stop it from fully crushing Timmy.
mhm.
But obviously we get hurt, but it's like thematically.
So that is 18 points of bludgeoning damage, which is half to 9 if you succeeded, which Frike and Brim did. Let me just do that. And then 14 points of lightning damage on top of that, which halves to 7 if you succeeded. Those who failed are instantly knocked prone, which I suppose makes sense. Those who succeeded are pushed 5 feet out of the prowler's space. So Frike, you would be flung off its back. Brim already jumped like somewhat out of the way. He's pushed 5 feet further away.
Is it the end of his turn now?
So here's the fun bit. That was his legendary action.
You motherfucker.
Now it's his turn.
Okay.
Welcome to level 10, guys.
I mean, I'm asking because do we take falling damage if we were knocked off of his space?
No,
Okay.
you're fine.
All right.
First of all, let's see if
Hello,
he
Raiders.
gets... Oh, we've been raided!
Hi!
Hi, Raiders.
Hi, Sky! Just in time for some monster fuckery. The group are welcoming the new characters by fighting a hideous, bloodborne-esque, terrifying beastie that just took a legendary action and is now going to take its turn. So, please join us for some fun. All right. Let's get a shout out to our wonderful dungeon nightmare mistress, Sky McSparkle. I can spell, I promise. There we go. Yeah. All right. So, for its turn, we need to see if it regains its ability from before. It does not. So that's good. All right. It's going to use its multi-attack. One attack with its bite and one with its claws. I think the bite's going to go for Connell because Connell was on his snout. That makes sense. And the claws will go for Mr. Timey. So first, the bite on Connell. That is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Let's do this DD Beyond. That is 13 piercing damage and only 3 lightning damage. So that's a total of 16. And the claws on Mr. Timey. That is not great. Maths. 14 to hit.
I miss it.
Oh. You just managed to, like, turn to the side as it lashes at you with its claws. And just narrowly avoid some gnarly nails being grinded into you. I believe that is the end of its turn. It is now the end of its turn, Bridget.
Okay. All right.
We're back to
No.
the top of the round with Colin McGinnisy.
All right, so like as it's getting like bitten, he's just like, all right, I am pissed. As he starts to grow into this giant form, and he's like kind of like pushing out of the prone position and out of the mouth, I guess. It's still grappled.
If Frank got flung away, does that mean it's out of grapple?
It'll be out of grapple now, yeah.
There's your audio.
All right, so Connell's just gonna get his feet in his new giant form, and he's just gonna go for Yeah, 2 swipes. One with the hammer, one with the sword. Did Brim get hit by the thing?
He didn't get hit directly, but he did take damage from it. So
Is the heat metal still up?
I need to check that. Thank you for reminding me. It's concentration. Yes, heat metal is still up.
Thank you. Okay.
Let me just check. Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause this damage again. Ooh, I'll allow it. Yeah.
Okay, so first going with the sword. 4 plus 9. What's that?
13.
13. 13 doesn't hit.
Miss.
With the hammer. That's an 18 plus 9. That hits.
That hits.
So Connell gives it a good old swipe with the hammer. So that is better damage. Okay, so that is 9 plus the 5, which is
14.
14 plus the 7 makes that 21.
21.
So 21 points of damage with the hammer. And as its head kind of gets flaunted up from the other strike, Connell kind of gets a glint in his eye and he goes for 2 more swipes with action surge.
Action surge.
He goes with 2 more swipes. That one's cocked as hell, but let's say that's the hammer again. That's a 19 plus 9, which is 28. That hits. And 6 plus 9. What's that? That's 15.
15 just hits.
So Connell, just the 2 arms come up with weapons, like 1 slashes, 1 bumps. Let's do normal damage first. Okay. So we have... There's a 10, 18, because it was with 2 different weapons from 2 different attacks. So that's 18 plus 14. 30, 32. Plus the 5 from the other 2. That's
37.
10 each. No, that'd be 42.
42. Okay.
Yeah. As he fucking cracks it up the jaw and hops back a bit to kind of almost put him in between the monster and timing.
So with that attack, you see it reel back and fall prone on its back. Reduced to 0 hit points. So it's going to use its reaction. Thunderous Revival. I need everyone to make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw as it emits yet another thunderous howl. It regains some health, and everyone within 10 feet specifically is going to be affected by this.
11.
11?
So I got an 18. Now, I'm going to also pitch something. I can use a reaction, but I want to see... So it's the ability called Runic Shield. When another creature you see within 60 feet... Oh, it's an attack roll? Never mind.
Yeah, it's an attack roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a success and a fail.
Natural 20 for 28.
Why do I have you at my table? Oh yeah, because you roll amazing crits. It's great. All right. Mr. Timey?
30.
Dirty 20. Okay, so everyone apart from Frike, you take 8 points of thunder damage. And that's it. Frank, what did
4?
you... no, 8, that is halved. Frank, what did you roll again?
11.
So you failed by 5. Okay. So you take the full 16 thunder damage. You are knocked prone. And you are stunned until the end of the Prowler's next turn.
Can I use Mr. Timey's ward?
Yes, you can to negate the damage. Well, you got to roll, haven't you? Roll is it 5d8?
5d8.
Yeah. You don't have to use them all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I could use like 3?
Yeah, if you want.
Wow. Okay.
So it's 16 total.
10.
Okay, so that's 6 points of thunder damage. But you are prone and you are stunned on the floor.
Yeah.
As this static, this thunder in the air just rocks you and you fall to your knees. As it's like it's giving you a migraine all of a sudden. It's awful. Connell, is that the end of your turn?
I got off and left.
Frike, it is your turn, but you are stunned. Aegis, over to you.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it didn't die.
It was
but
reduced
there was a
to...
moment between life and death.
Yes.
Could I have used a reaction to cast Bardo in that moment?
Ooh, what is Bardo? Remind me.
You capture some of the fading life essence of the triggering creature, drawing on the energy in the tenuous moment between life and death. You can use this essence to harm or help a different creature you can see within range.
Ooh. I'll allow that. Yeah, that's cool.
Now the question is, do I heal or do I try to essentially retaliate some of its own energy back at it? Nope.
That is the conundrum.
I think that I'm going to use the 3d8 to heal instead.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad I did that. So that is going to be 19 points back to Mr. Timey.
Oh, amazing.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Well, that was just the reaction taking effect. So for his actual turn, you see these... I think now that we have an update on what the presence of death is, instead you see this white smoke spreading out from him. And his action is he casts Aura of Vitality.
Nice.
And he will use his bonus action to heal Frike for 6.
You go.
All right, you get 6 hit points. 6 points of healing damage to Frike.
It hurt.
It hurts so good. All right.
That is done.
Brimothy small boy. What is he going to do? My friends are being hurt. This big furry dog is being a pain in the ass. What do I do about it? I'm just a little owl.
I'm just a small town boy.
I'm just a poor owl. Nobody loves me. he is going to... hang on. Has he got that? Okay. He doesn't have the weaker version of this, which would be enough. He only has the strong version. So, fuck it. He's going to use his last 5th level spell slot. He's going to cast Greater Restoration on Frike. You are no longer stunned. He comes over and he just puts his feathers upon you. And he's like, remember, Frike, you're my hero. And you feel the energy holding you in place subsides as the small boy warmth relieves you. Bonus action, Bardic Inspiration to Connell McGinnisy. Please take a D10 of Bardic Inspiration.
I will take a D10.
You take a D10. Mr. Timey, we are back with you.
So, looking towards his watch again and realizing time is running short and he has something to say very soon, he's going to stare directly at the creature, and you see from his eyes almost like a line of thin cogwheels, and he's going to cast cannot pronounce the first one, but it's Psychic Lance.
Rowlathim's Psychic Lance. It's Mr. Timey's Psychic Lance.
We'll reflavor it.
Yeah.
So
look, I'm all for naming spells. Intelligence saving throw.
Yes.
Such
It's
a good spell.
it's got a -1 to intelligence. Natural 1. What a time to get a nat 1. So please tell us what happens.
So cogwheels start turning and then just start forming into a lance straight into the mind of this creature. It almost appears like it goes straight for the brain. And it's going to take a lot of dice again. Eight. One.
Joey LeBombed at it again.
Yep.
That is 40 points of psychic damage.
40 points of psychic damage! Holy shit.
Yes.
Fuck.
It is 8d6, so.
Artie the Halfling. Mr. Timey. Tell us how this goes down.
There's a very intense stare. Mr. Timey sort of sends this spell forward, goes straight into the brain, and the head floats.
Hell yes. You are
And
all
covered in the creature's gore, he's going to turn around to the rest of the party and say, "Come with me if you want to live."
Oh my god,
Okay.
if I wouldn't get copyrighted, I would play the fucking Terminator 2 theme right now.
Yes.
As what remains of the corpse slumps to the floor. And the street goes silent. I think that is the perfect place to bring tonight's session to a close with that specific quote. Oh, Aelin, do you have something?
I think now is a perfect time to ask, does Do you all have preferred funeral rites?
Cremation. So that there isn't a piece of me left that my father can use.
Connell like shrinks back down to size, and like the shield form like crumbles off. My funeral rites, eh? Blaze of glory. Blaze of glory. I want to go down on the battlefield. I want to be remembered as the great stalagmite. But he looks towards Mr. Timey. We'll come with you. You got spunk, kid.
Mr. Timey just looks very confused. Well, I am inorganic, so I think you'll find I don't.
And that's where we're going to finish for this week.
You bet your match, Connell.
Oh my days, what a session. Thank you everybody for tuning in to session 52 of the Rhódania Chronicles right here on Quest Junkies. What a fantastic welcome to our new Wyld Ones. Aelin, Artie, amazing. So glad you came to the table. You earned your place here. Massive props to you. Thank you to everyone who's been watching. Let's go around the table, my dear friends. Please introduce yourself. Plug anything you've got to plug. And give us your favourite moment from the session. We'll do it the same way we did the introduction, starting with Connell McGinnisy.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Patrick, aka Pattins. Sometimes I draw art, but Monday afternoons I play Connell McGinnisy, Earth Genasi Rune Knight Fighter. Things to plug to start off. So, the Zelda one-shot is finally done. It's just under review by Mr. Quest Junkies himself. So, yeah, real hype. Watch this space for the announcement of when it's going to be showing. Super hyped. Can't wait to do a stream and like watch it with people. I might actually, I think the first night it's live, I might watch it in my work because I work in a movie theater. So why not reap that benefit? So my favorite moment of the session, honestly, I think I said it to Artie during the break. Somebody in the comments once told me, Patrick, you're the Sam Riegel of Quest Junkies. I was like, that's a huge compliment. But then he fucking has the bottle with the meme on it, and it's like, fuck, there it is. There fucking is. I'm like, I'd really art for the character. I thought I had an idea, and it was completely the opposite. Threw me for a loop, and yeah, I'm just really glad that Artie and Aelin, I was going to call you Aegis, Aelin, are both at the table. Looking forward to see what you guys bring.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you so much. Frank.
Hi everybody, I'm Bridget. I have been Frank, the way the lung did the Shuddercut monk. Locke. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. How could you pick a favorite moment? Really? I mean, losing my mind over all of the lore that was heaped upon me in droves. That feels apropos. I have so many questions, and I cannot wait to, have a theory that I make months ago pay off so many months later. I'm going to make a new theory, and I cannot wait to see if it's confirmed or denied in the coming months. We have such a dynamic energy here now. I love it. I cannot wait to see how it blooms and fosters from here. Absolutely. when I'm not here Monday and Friday nights, you can find me every other Friday night over on PhoenixUK for Candlekeep Mysteries. And when I'm not on stream, you can find me behind the scenes, recap and lore keep and fanfic and all that good stuff. And that's me.
I think you're forgetting one thing. We're working on something right now.
Oh, it's true. It's true. We're working on a return to Vampire the Masquerade behind the scenes. A spin-off of Bad and the Beautiful from last year. It's in development, and I think it's going to be epic.
It's going to be something. Pat shaking his head says all that we need to know. And he's not even in it, so...
No.
Thank you so much. Moving on up, Mr. Timey.
Hi, I am Artie the Halfling. I've been Mr. Timey today. You can find me in the background of my partner Foxspotter's streams being an absolute gremlin. And you can now find me here on Monday nights playing several iterations of Mr. Timey with different voices, different appearances, causing chaos. Yeah, that's me.
Favorite moment?
Oh, favourite moment. Oh, God. So there's plenty. Music today has been on point. The beginning scene with Frike and Connell taking down bad guys, doing superhero shit was very fun. And I also must admit that you set me up perfectly for the drinkable LPG with the fish and chip shop. So a little bit of a cop-out saying my own moment, but that was... well set up, so thank you.
Listen,
Hey.
I'm probably the most narcissistic person on this. I was just like, oh yeah, it's when I did this, and like, dude, talk up your own shit.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Happy to have you finally with us. Fun fact, Artie was the first QJ that we met in person at MCM. That wasn't like an active player, which was quite an amazing experience. And, you know, this like little full circle moment is something that I'm really pleased that we got to do. So, welcome.
Very humbling.
And, last but certainly not least, by any measure, Aegis.
Hi, I'm Aelin. I've been playing the biblically accurate twink Aegis, and you can find me here on Mondays and Wednesdays and every other Friday on PhoenixUK for Chisenta's Tyranny. Favorite moment? The whole session, I got to play my boy again. I love him. He's one of my favorite characters that I've ever played, and you've given me the chance to reprise that role here on QJs. It's amazing.
Hey. Any chance? I mean, I have been very like vocal about how proud I am of the Demethrin 5 as a short series, and like we're gonna do some amazing stuff on QJ. Like we'll probably do stuff that is better, but nothing will top that to me. So you know, Aegis was a big part of that, and to bring Aegis back, you know, I'm very happy for that opportunity, for however long it may be. So thank you. Pleasure to have you here, as always. And I guess I'm Patch, the ever-humble Dungeon Master. I played everybody else, mainly Brimothy Smallboy, the 1 foot tall bardic inspiration that he is. You can find me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here on Quest Junkies. You can find me every other Friday alongside Aelin over on Chisenta's Tyranny on PhoenixUK. Lots of things to plug. I mean, we've got so much happening on QJ at the minute. Everything that was mentioned before. We're still trying to finalize the plans for our charity event for the World Wildlife Fund towards the end of next month. We have Descent into Avernus starting sometime in May. We have Quest Junkies Academy opening up in June. Just so many things. If you want to keep track of it, join the community Discord. And there should be a link for that. 1 second. There you go. Do join the Discord and you can keep in touch, and you know you can be part of things. Quest Junkies Academy is a community-driven thing. It's going to be a space for everyone to play games, TTRPGs and stuff, and have a fun old time. Favorite moment? Oof. It's tough. It's very tough. I was very partial to the 25-minute freak out from Bridget while she was muted. That was hilarious and could make so many gifs out of that. I loved how just immediately, like, you know, it's been a long time since we did the meth run in real life, but like, as soon as you went back into character with that voice, like, it felt like no time had passed, and that was amazing. And just the introduction of Mr. Timey, we didn't plan a whole lot between us. We left a lot up to whatever happens. So I didn't fully know what to expect either. So I was as equally surprised as the others. But you immediately settled in so perfectly. So I'm very, very glad to have that. And, you know, I'm not letting anyone be left out. Connell, Frike, I love you guys. Couldn't do this without either of you two. Just, yeah. And also, a favourite moment that no one else saw. While we were on break, we got a quick little visit from our dear Myra the Pirate, aka Rhódania, who we love very dearly, who has been preparing to do Macbeth on the big stage. We can't wait to have you back and join this shit. Intrusive thought. What would happen to Mr. Timey with Wild Brew? Maybe we'll find out someday. With that being said, we're going to wrap up for tonight. We're going to find some wonderful friends to go and raid and spread the love. Let's have a quick look here. Ooh, our friends over at the Bards of New York are streaming. We haven't seen them in a hot minute, so let's go say hi to them. So, my dear friends, we will next see you on Wednesday for the Wildman Chronicles. All the love to you. And I guess if there's anything else left to say, is it Monday yet? Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.